Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Bestride our downfall birthdom, each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face that it resounds, as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like syllable of dolor.
What I believe I'll wail, what no believe, and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to friend I will. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I'm young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb, appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is, a good and virtuous nature may recoil. In an imperial charge, angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts, why in that rawness left you wife and child, without leave taking?
Bleed, bleed, poor country, great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee, where thou thy wrongs. For the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer, and more sundry ways than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted, that, when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up. Better Macbeth than such an one to reign.
Boundless intemperance, in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the ultimately emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may have convey your pleasure in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold, the time you may so hoodwink. We have willingly dames enough, there cannot be the vulture in you to devour so many, as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a stanchless avarice, that, were I king, I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer seeming less. Yet do not fear, Scotland hath poisons to fill up your will of your mere own, and these are portable with other graces weighed.
I have none. The king becoming graces, as justice, perseverance, mercy, patience, courage. I have no relish of them, but abound in the divisions of each several crime, acting it many ways. Nay, had I had power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
O Scotland, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant, bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again, since that's the truest issue of thy throne? Fare thee well, these evils thou repeats upon thyself, hath banished from me from Scotland. O my breast, hand on heart, thy hope ends here.
Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me, For even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, for strangers to my nature. My first false speaking was this upon myself: what I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed before thy here approach, with 10,000 warlike men, already at a point was setting forth. Now will together, why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you?
Aye, sir, there are a crew of wretched souls that say it is cure. Their malady convinces. The great assay of earth, but at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven gave his hand. They presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
It's called the evil, a most miraculous work in the good king, which often since my here remain in England, I have seen him do, how he solicits heaven, himself best knows, but strangely, visited people all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery he cures, and sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak of him full of grace.
See who comes here.
My countrymen, but yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither. Stands Scotland where it did?
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where sighs and groans and shrieks rent the air. The dead man's knell is scarce asked for who.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they were at peace when I did leave them.
Be not in a guard of your speech. How goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seaward and 10,000 men.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out into the desert air, where hearing could not latch them.
They, the general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No, mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me, quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound they ever yet heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered, to relate the manner whereon the quarry of these murdered deer by the death of you.
What, never pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the overfraught heart and bids its break.
My children, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence?
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones? What, all my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on, and would they not take their part? Sinful Macbeth. Fell slaughter on their souls, heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword, let grief convert to anger, blunt the heart, and rage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes, and braggart with my tongue, but, gentle heavens, cut short all intermission, front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself, within my sword's length set him. If he scape, heaven forgive him too. Heaven forgive him too!
This tune go manly, come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may, the night is longer that never finds the day.